Two Russian troops were spotted by Ukrainian aerial scouts during a reconnaissance patrol near the Donetsk sector. As they made their way back toward their armored vehicle, an FPV drone closed in and engaged before the soldiers could even react. On the dim outskirts of Kursk, two Russian soldiers made a rare choice. They decided to surrender. Cut off, surrounded, and staring at certain death, they contacted Ukraine's PSEI paratroopers, signaling their willingness to give up. The response they received was calm and disciplined. They would live, but only if they dropped their weapons. What followed was a moment stripped of propaganda, pure human instinct. The two men hesitated, then let their rifles fall, symbols of a fight they no longer wanted to continue. It was more than surrender. It was a crack in the illusion of unity, a break in the machinery of a system that teaches its troops, Russians don't retreat, they destroy. These soldiers chose life over obedience, humanity over blind orders. For Ukraine's paratroopers, it was another moment of professionalism. Restraint, not revenge. In the temporarily occupied Kherson region, a Russian naval minesweeper was spotted along the coast. Drone teams from the 39th Coastal Defense Brigade and the 34th BPS Center, Venom, coordinated a flawless strike. Surveillance, target lock, and synchronized attack. The explosion tore through the vessel, scattering metal and flames across the shore. In the Lyman sector, Ukraine's Signum battalion continued targeting Russian infantry. Drones under fiber-optic control took out soldiers one by one, disrupting logistics and cutting key routes. Another Russian fighter hiding in the woods tried to shoot down a drone but failed. Seconds later, it hit him directly. Elsewhere, two Russian soldiers were spotted in the forests of the Kursk area. When a Ukrainian FPV drone closed in, they ducked behind a tree. One of them even tried to fend it off with a branch. The 92nd Assault Brigade relentlessly hunts enemy groups hiding in basements, ruins, and dugouts, eliminating them before they can organize another attack. The footage released by the 92nd Brigade shows multiple drone strikes on Russian infantry positions. Every attempt by Russian troops to move in small groups ends the same way. Precise hits, devastating explosions. Those who reach cover receive gifts from above. In Sumy Oblast, Ukrainian forces demonstrated how their own anti-drone nets successfully block enemy drones, even trapping one mid-flight. Another video from Luhansk showed a Russian FPV drone caught in a Ukrainian net, its blades tangled as its operator helplessly tried to regain control. Elsewhere, a lone Russian infantryman was spotted and met the same fate. Finally, a Ukrainian Su-27 fighter jet executed a pinpoint strike, likely using a GBU-62 JDAM, on a Russian command post hidden in the basement of a building near Alexei in the Kherson region. Ukrainian drones then struck Russian positions in the northern Slobodyanshina sector. Operators from the Rubis Prime unit of the Border Guard Service targeted communication hubs, shelters, and vehicles with remarkable accuracy. The operation resulted in heavy Russian losses and disrupted coordination across that front. Drone footage from Zaporizhzhia captured the destruction of a Russian command post near Novopavlivka after HIMARS and aerial bomb strikes. More than 30 Russian troops were lost. Follow-up footage showed survivors attempting to rescue others from the ruins, as additional Ukrainian bombs struck even more precisely. In Mirhorod's shadow, Ukraine strengthens its defense by destroying what threatens it. The 38th Brigade leads with discipline and fire. Finally, in the Pisky direction, the 68th Brigade filmed a rare humane moment, Ukrainian soldiers rescuing a deer trapped in an anti-drone net. Elsewhere, fiber-optic-controlled Russian drones unleash swift death from above the trenches of Zaporizhzhia, where Ukrainian troops are entrenched. The drones dive like predatory hawks, dropping bombs with deadly precision directly into the mouths of the trenches. In seconds, shelters become infernos. Explosions erupt, swallowing those inside, flames devouring every hiding spot. 3 Ukrainian soldiers advance into the dense forests of Ivanopol, pulling a cart loaded with anti-aircraft equipment and ammunition. But as soon as they reach the center of the forest, Russian forces deploy mechanical hawks, unmanned drones sent to hunt them down. Hidden among the trees, the soldiers try to conceal themselves, but one by one they are discovered and eliminated. The Russians don't stop there. Aerial drones strike the very ammunition the Ukrainians were transporting. One of the soldiers manages to flee toward a nearby house, but Russian surveillance eyes never lose him. A drone is sent after him, and the building collapses on his head. Meanwhile, in another ambush set by Russian forces near Andriivka, they cut off the route of Ukrainian armored units responsible for delivering logistical support to frontline troops. Drone attacks devastated a large number of Ukrainian vehicles, abandoned by their crews as soon as they spotted the swarms of Russian drones approaching. Panic spread. Soldiers fled in all directions, leaving their machines behind. In a scene where safety turns into a trap, Ukrainian troops who thought they had found refuge among the trees realize too late that the forest offers no protection. These unblinking electronic eyes hunt without mercy. One by one, armored vehicles collapse under the scorching impact of drone strikes, their metal melting under relentless fire. The once protective cover of the forest now becomes a death zone.